We're gonna go back down memory lane and we're gonna have some fun with the 5 fragrances, specifically niche fragrances that started my whole niche world, my whole niche collection. Yes, let's have some fun with this one because it's a lot of memories here. Let's get on into it. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Dee Marie here. Yes, we're doing the 5 fragrances that started my niche fragrance collection. So this is fun. As always, lipstick of the day today, everyone. I went in with MAC and this is Do Not Disturb lipstick, which is like this bubblegum pink color. It kind of matches my shirt. As always, details on the face and everything will be in the description box below, so you don't have to ask questions about it. Next up, we have fragrance of the day. This is a fragrance. It's a love, y'all. It is a love. It was a long-term wish list item, and I'm so happy I finally picked it up this year. This is from the house of Initio Perfumes, and this is Psychedelic Love. This scent is beautiful. For my almond lovers, beautiful, gorgeous, and sexy. Most important, there's some rose in here too. I'm going to continue to wear Psychedelic Love some more, but I've sampled it in the past. I've talked about it on the channel, but now that I have a full-size bottle, that means a full dedicated review will be happening sooner rather than later. So definitely stay tuned to the channel for that. Again, fragrance of the day is from Initio Perfumes, and this is Psychedelic Love. And now let's get into these 5 fragrances that started my niche fragrance collection. So the first one is actually a duo because I literally got these on the same day, so it's appropriate. It's not even trying to exaggerate. I literally got it on the same day. It was my birthday. And you all, of course, like most people, it was these beauties, or at least one of them. It was MFK, or Mason Francis Kirk John's Baccarat Rouge 540. We have the original EDP, and then we also have the extrait version. And I got huge dents in both of them, although I will say I have a bigger dent in the EDP version, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. So I'm gonna start with original EDP, because that's the one I actually smelled first, and I was like, I knew I needed it, and I had a sample of it for a year before I got it a year later. So full wish list moment. We love when we check off a wish list item. So original Baccarat Rouge 540, well, his main notes, y'all, of jasmine, saffron, cedarwood, and ambergris. And in my opinion, this is the first fragrance that it made for myself. I know a lot of other people too, that made us realize we liked saffron. This was our first time we liked saffron and ambergris together. It created this whole airy, sweet DNA that a lot of us had never smelled before. So this fragrance truly was groundbreaking at the time. If you're like me, you smelled it pre-2020, which is like post-2020 is when it blew up, but I smelled it before then. So this was like a best kept secret at the time. And I remember I went to a boutique, and that's when I first learned about it. The sales associate took me some samples on it. It was like, no, you need to try this scent. It was not talked about. This house was not talked about. It was like a whole best kept secret. Truly, if you know, you know. And it blew my mind, and that's why I had to get a bottle of it. So for me, this was one I knew for sure I needed. And this again is a Baccarat Rouge 540, the Eau de Parfum version. I'm going to end up needing a new bottle of it. I'm hoping a new bottle is still just as great as this OG bottle, because I know reformulations happen and things, and it is something special about older juice or original formulations. So again, I did receive the extrait version of Baccarat Rouge 540, also on the same day, that same birthday. And as stated, this is the extrait version. That's why it's in this red bottle. And as you can see, there is a huge dent in here as well. Let me tell you something. I loved the EDP because I smelled that one first. When I smelled the extrait version, I was like, I need that one too, and luckily it worked out. This juice is so rich and thick in my opinion, and I still feel that way. What's this, years later? What's this, 4 or 5 years later at this point? I still feel that way. So with the extrait version of Baccarat Rouge 540, well, it has main notes of jasmine, saffron, bitter almond, cedarwood. We have musky woody accord, and then we also have ambergris in here. In my opinion, what made this one stand out more was that bitter almond accord. I am a lover of the note of almond, so if it has an almond note, I'm usually tapped in for it. I don't care what the fragrance is, I'm gonna give it a smell. And to me, that almond note helped to enhance this fragrance. Everything else was amped up in it too. It just smells thicker. So for me, I tend to reserve wearing my extrait version if I'm going to an event out, or more importantly, I will wear it in the cooler weather. I will alternate between the two. So for me, I would tend to go for the EDP version in spring, summer, and then I would go for the extrait version in fall and winter, just to let you know how I do my fragrances. And yes, but this right here is beautiful. As you can see, my bottle has scratches and everything. I've traveled with this bottle. A lot of scent memories with this fragrance. So it's sentimental. Again, this is one I've had for years at this point. And again, it's one of the OGs that started my niche collection. So this is one that's a forever fragrance for me. Absolutely would repurchase it. I'm hoping again no reformulation has horribly ruined it, because nothing like this OG juice. It's rich, it's thick, and it's beautiful, and it leaves a trail. Anytime I wear the extrait version, I can smell it in the sweater, in the jacket. I'm gonna smell it forever. it just sticks to clothes. And again, it just was mind-blowing at the time. I still feel this is an amazing scent. It's a masterpiece. Clearly everybody and their mama tried to replicate this DNA. So one thing about both of these fragrances, to be fair, they are true modern day legends. I put this up there with Chanel No. 5. Is that legendary in my opinion? So that's why I needed both of them. And that again is Baccarat Rouge, the extra version. And now we're gonna talk about something that was extremely groundbreaking. Now with the Baccarats, those were more mass appealing, right? But this next one, this was an acquired taste. And for me, when I smelled this one, I knew there was no going back. Like, I'm going all the way in. That's why my collection looks the way it looks now. From the house of Frederic Malle, this is Portrait of a Lady. You ain't smelled rose until you smell this fragrance. This is one of those benchmark fragrances to me that it's just so rich and dense. Either you love it or you hate it, but you gotta respect the perfumery behind this one. Dominique Ropion did this one. He's an OG master perfumer. He put his foot in this juice. And as you see, I have the big bottle of it. I've had this bottle for years, y'all. And even with wearing this scent, I barely have a dent in it because this is so rich. This is rose on steroids, but make it richer, thicker, but also sexy. Now, show grandmama's rose. This is sexy rose. It has main notes, y'all, of rose at the top. Then in the middle, we have blackcurrant, raspberry, and clove. And then y'all base notes are patchouli, sandalwood, and frankincense. This is a cold weather fragrance, period. I've tried to wear this fragrance in the spring and summer. Bad decision, choked me all the way out. But I remember I started with a sample in my discovery set I ordered from Frederic Malle. This scent moved mountains for me. I knew I was gonna need a bottle of it. Even smelling this now, I'm just like, in my opinion, if you've been looking for a rose scent that has personality, depth, and it's a little dark, in my opinion, particularly as we head into holiday season, Portrait of a Lady. Even though this scent has been around for years, it's not new at all. This is one I have never smelled out. I never smelled it out. However, it is a head turner and it always gets compliments, particularly when I'm wearing a coat, that type of thing is cold weather. I'm pulling out Portrait of a Lady. But most importantly, this scent was groundbreaking for me, and that's why it will forever be in my collection. And that again is Frederic Malle's Portrait of a Lady. Speaking of Frederic Malle, in fact, this next one I actually picked up before I picked up Portrait of a Lady. This is one that it surprised me. When I first smelled it, I was like, I don't know, but then it grew on me like overnight. And this is Musc Ravageur right here. Another oldie but goodie from the house of Frederic Malle. My juice is getting richer. For me, this fragrance was a fragrance that taught me that I like amber fragrances. I didn't know I liked amber fragrances. I had never really checked for amber as a note in particular. Didn't know that, but however, Musc Ravageur taught me, oh, you like amber. And I have a lot of amber fragrances now to this day because of this fragrance. So Musc Ravageur, you all, it has top notes of bergamot, mandarin, and lavender. Middle notes are amber, vanilla, and musk. And then base notes are sandalwood and musk. So ambery, musky type of scent is what it is. This is another one. I have to be wearing a sweater in order to pull it off. I cannot wear this scent in any other time of year but deep fall, and it has to be dead on winter. This is one of those fragrances for me. One thing about Frederic Malle scents, they just pack a punch and they just hit. And they do not smell like anything else. Musc Ravageur is one of their best sellers, and this is for a reason, because it's kind of animalic for some people. Because when I first smelled it, I was like, wait, because of the musk. I wasn't used to this type of musk. I was used to the powdery, pretty girl musk. Oh no. This is unisex, borderline masculine actually. However, the trail that this leaves is like no other. Again, this, you don't smell everywhere. You do not smell it everywhere. It hits. Truly a fragrance that can be shared. In fact, the head elf, he enjoys this fragrance too. I had to go get it out of his fragrance cabinet because I was like, where's my Musc Ravageur fragrance? He had it. So he loves it too. This right here, acquired taste. Acquired taste. It was the dry down for me because again, I first smelled it and I was like, what is this? Then it dried down. I was like, what is this I'm smelling that's amazing? And it was this texture. I had to get a bottle of it. So I actually picked this bottle up first, and then eventually I got the Portrait of a Lady fragrance, also from Frederic Malle. So amazing. Iconic. It's a bestseller for a reason. Get your nose on it, especially if you want to smell unique and you want a different type of musk, an animalic type of musk. That's the one for you. Now this next one is powerful. This is another one that is a cold weather delicacy to me. Okay, I'm noticing a trend here. Cold weather fragrances tend to be the ones that moved me first. I don't know what that is, but hey, we're here. This is from MFK, you all, and this is Oud Satin Mood. This scent right here. I remember when I first smelled it, I was like, oh, that's rich. Oh, that's rich. I'm gonna need her. I'm gonna need her. And we're here now. Another one that's been in my collection for years because, hey, it started the collection, y'all. oud wood, we got violet accord, we got rose, we have a whole bunch of rose in this, and we also have vanilla and amber in here. This scent is thick. Another one, I need to be wearing a turtleneck sweater on to really pull it off. If it's a smidget above, I'm gonna say 70 degrees, I can't wear it. Really honestly need to be under 50 degrees for me to wear this scent in confidence and not choke myself and everybody out. This scent is gorgeous. It's so potent. And then they had the nerve, I saw, to make an extract version, which I have reviewed it here on the channel. I had a sample of it. The extract is even more potent. The oud is stronger than it. I'm like, wow. I don't know if I need it, but we'll see. But it's something about this original EDP version, y'all. Oud Satin Mood. This is rich, and just every time I've worn this, it leaves a trail, and somebody's like, okay, what is that? What is it? It fills the room. And this is one, again, it moved me. This is why, again, I love niche to this day, because I fell in love with these heavy hitting fragrances, and this one was no exception to that rule. As soon as it dips down 50 below, I'm wearing it. I'm wearing it. And normally I'm going somewhere when I wear this one. It's very hard for me to wear this one casually, because again, it came to me at a point in my life and I was like, I want to really step out and I want something that's gonna be memorable. This is one of those fragrances to me. So MFK's Oud Satin Mood, the EDP, was also one of the OGs for me. And finally, gotta put respect on this one. I love this fragrance to this day. In fact, out of all of these, I reach for this one the most currently out of this entire bunch. From Perfumes de Marly, we have Original Delina. I remember when I got a sample of this fragrance and I was like, oh, this is what they're talking about. I didn't expect this pretty baby pink bottle to pack a punch the way it did. So this one really moved me because it exceeded my expectations of what it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be real generic. I thought it was gonna be real girly. I thought it was gonna smell like every typical fruit chili fragrance. Think like Coco, Chanel, Mademoiselle, those type of fragrances, because a lot of people have copied that DNA. And I just thought that's what this was going to be too. But oh, I was in for a rude awakening in a good way. Perfumes de Marly Delina has top notes of rhubarb, lychee, bergamot essence. Then we have Damascene rose and vanilla, and then we also have cashmerian, musk, and vetiver. It's something about this original that just has a wow factor for me. This is another one that technically you can wear year round, but in particular, I like to pull this one out when it starts to get cooler. I don't know what it is. Again, I always tend to have like a cold weather association for me. I don't know what that is, but it's something about this Delina here. She has that sparkle, that magic. Again, she was the first one I smelled out of the trio, and she was like, wow, I don't have anything like her in my collection. So she was my first, shall I say, upscale, truly feminine, girly fragrance that still did not smell like everything else. And she is another one that everybody and their mama have tried to dupe or make their own rendition of whatnot. I'm sorry, ain't nothing like the original. Y'all can keep all them dupes. Y'all can do all that. I'm not here for all that. I want the original. The original is the one for me. She's a star. She's a stunner. I know a lot of people try to hate on the rhubarb note. That's what made it special and made it different. I'm here for it. So again, the last fragrance, y'all, goes to Perfumes de Marly Delina. I still love her. So all right, everyone, these were the 5 fragrances that started my niche collection. Let me know what you think about the scents that started out. As you can see, some were typical and some were not typical. So, but most importantly, what were your niche starters? What were the ones that started your collection, if you can't even remember that far? Because I know a lot of us have been collecting for years, some people decades at this point. Particularly though, I want to know your niche fragrances that have a special place in your heart because they started your collection. Let me know in the comments, and yes, I will read them, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.